spell like that, and I thought, man, this is so hard. How the hell did our ancestors do this with nothing? We got all the modern conveniences, and it's just so hard. And so I wrote this poem for all them folks, that all those stories I heard growing up from my grandmas, my aunties, and just all the things they endured trying to get this province to where it is. And I'm dang sure proud to be from Saskatchewan, that's for sure. But this one's for them. It's called When Winter Sets In. Well, when winter sets in and it really turns cold, I think of the folks from the days of old. Oh, they must have been resilient and hardy when the temperature dipped down past -40. In a soddy, a dugout, or a little log house, they lived off canned meat from the deer and the grouse. When the roads drifted in and they just couldn't leave for the desperate supplies that they had to retrieve. See, at times in the 30s, there just was no hay. And they'd store up the thistles for the winter, they say. Milking cows in a dress, my wife's poor grandmother. Underneath were the long johns she'd borrowed from brother. Well, my aunt was just wee, but she sure does remember that old cold farmhouse when you'd get into December, with jars of hot water at the foot of your bed and an old cowhide to cover your head. And you made damn sure you were the last one in line for the warm outhouse seat come morning time. And how that old wind would blow snow through the cracks. You tied a rope to the barn because it covered your tracks. Ed told me at night when it was clear and cold, you could hear the sleigh bells ringing on up the road. And the neighbors would come for some cards and a shot. And the drink was homebrewed more often than not. Well, you didn't miss curling, my Aunt Verna said. Parked your team at the livery where they would get fed. And after the game, when it was time to head back, you'd get under that blanket and pitch them the slack. When that cutter would stop, you'd be at your door, ready for a fire and froze to the core. Well, Papa had the store, and he served folks around. In 40 below, he could be found, with his black team hitched on up and gone for the mail. Then he'd bring back the goods that he had for sale. And he didn't stay home, though it was hard to get through. He went and came back because folks needed him to. Well, they chopped water holes, hauled cord loads of wood, sold trim to buy groceries, they did what they could. Froze fingers and toes to carve out this land, to make their own place and have their own brand. Some didn't make it. They fell to the cold. Don't forget those tough folks, let their story be told. God bless the horses, the men and the women, for all that they did and all that they've given to tame this tough country for those that's here now. Though it didn't come easy, they did it somehow. So when it hits -40 in this world's modern day, don't pity yourself. Think what our ancestors would say. Oh, the Wi-Fi won't work, or the new diesel truck, and you think that you're having such terrible luck? You think of the folks from the days of old, when winter sets in and it really turns cold.